Titi, waktu cozinha. Titi, waktu cozinha. Book club. Web school. Studies and pros.
Welkom bij een nieuwe aflevering van TV Teach. Met in deze aflevering natuurlijk de vaste segmenten, boekclub, webschool en studies and pros, maar wel met hele bijzondere gasten. Dus we gaan vandaag meteen beginnen. Blijf zitten waar je zit en verroer je niet. I wakpo bosinha.
TV Teach, waktu cozinha. TV Teach, waktu cozinha.
Welkom in deze nieuwe aflevering van Studies and Pros. Met dit keer een hele bijzondere gast, namelijk Jonathan Vieira. Degene die het filmfestival naar Aruba toe heeft gebracht. Degene die het filmfestival heeft bedacht. Degene die ook ervoor gezorgd heeft dat er een hele grote educatieve factor zit bij dit filmfestival. Dus ga nergens heen, blijf zitten waar je zit. I wakpo bosinha. Welcome to a new segment of Studies and Pros, and we're here today with Jonathan Vieira, the mastermind behind the Aruban International Film Festival. Jonathan, welcome to our show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, well, so nice to have you here. Jonathan, you are a person of our interest because within our Aruban society, you were the one who came up with the idea to come with the Aruban International Film Festival. And our viewers are the ones who are really interested in like the man behind the scenes or the man behind
The man behind the mirror.
Yes, okay, you could call it that as well. What did you study, or what did you? Yeah, let's start with that. What did you study when you were, in your teens?
Well, I can tell you that this all started when I was a young boy. I went into the kitchen and I told my mother, my dad, I want to be in the entertainment business.
Yes.
And then they turned around and kept cooking. They were very supportive, and then one of my first schools that I went to, I got a engineering degree in audio. Okay. So I became a audio engineer, and that helped me learn how producers worked when we're recording albums. After that, at the same school in Florida, I went to Full Sail University, and I got a degree in film and video production.
Okay.
Then I went and I tried to become a concert pianist, a classical concert pianist, and then I quickly realized I wanted to go do some more producing, By trade I am a musician, so that made it very nice for me to work in something that I'm very passionate about. Mm-hmm. And subsequently I went to study business in New York. And after that, my first job was a modeling job. And I had to stand in a window in Times Square for 8 hours for 2 days, like a mannequin. And then this all started.
You had so much time to think about what you want to do, standing there for 8 hours.
I figured very quickly that, the things I want to do and I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. But in New York, I really got a chance to work as a production assistant with now the husband of Mariah Carey, Nick Cannon.
Yes.
And I learned a lot. I learned a lot with working and see how television works and how talent behave, and since I'm a musician, I related very fast with them, and they predominantly liked having me around.
Okay.
And then I came to Aruba to help out my mother to start up a restaurant, and then after that I quickly realized that I could do something on the island, create a atmosphere on the island, a climate as I would like to call it, and bring all that energy to the island. So I contributed to the society that helped me grow up.
Yes, wow, that's very impressive.
Well, I mean, I grew up on the island, and so when I finished in New York and I did all these odd jobs and then working in production, I realized basically that these things are and this entertainment business is about image and perception. So how you set up things, how people perceive it, and basically it's all magic. It's a dream that people believe in. You know, you see TV or you see a film and you believe into what you're seeing, and that's the beauty of it. So I chose to do that instead of being a doctor or a lawyer, and then when I was on the island, I saw that we had many resources in Aruba that we didn't use. Like we had a really good infrastructure of hotels and you know, communication and all of that stuff, because you know, we've been a tourist-based island for a long while now. So I figured we use all of that and bring a different dimension, because Aruba was known for being a place that you go to the beach and relax, you know, and we wanted to have this, like ATA calls it now, the Aruba Tourism Board calls it product enhancement. So I want to get local people involved into a project that's so interesting that it will gain the international attention. So we don't have to go always and buy ads overseas, because I knew all about that too, working in TV in New York. And I figured if we do something so cool in Aruba, you get the international press coming, and I think this year is a testament to that.
Yes, because can you tell me how the project has grown over the years?
Well, the first year we promised the government, because Aruba Tourism Authority is subsidized by the tax that comes in from all the tourists and the government, and they sponsor us. They are a main sponsor, and we basically said to them, listen, if we do this project, we'll promise to bring 30 members of the press to cover it.
Okay.
And that's the
international
yes.
press.
So not only travel press, but also industry press. So you have like Hollywood Reporter, Variety, and these trade magazines that are very elite, you know.
Yes.
And then we were lucky also to get the Hollywood foreign press interested in us.
Okay.
So what happened was, the first year we got 30 of them that we had to bring, and then in reality came 47. The following year was like 87, and now this year, about 28 days before the festival, we're at 130 already.
That is amazing.
So that's really my measuring tool, because if you get these outlets, these real giant outlets that are going to come and cover you, that says a lot about what you're doing, you know. So I'm very that's really what gives me the approval, if you will, you know.
Yes.
So
well, what I find so beautiful about this project is that you have a very large educational aspect in it. Can you tell us something about it?
Well, the first year what we had was, we had all these international movies with these movie stars. We got all the glitz of Hollywood.
Yes, the red carpet.
Yeah. So what we created was a platform. The issue at that point was we didn't know what we had locally in movies, because we have this platform that's in them to take advantage of it.
Yes.
So when we introduced the idea, they didn't know how to place it. So we went and kind of ran after all these people that, you know, that we think that can be filmmakers. And, you know, some of them are very talented. You know, they're graphic artists, etc., etc.
Yes.
So we got them involved. And the first year, I think, you know, it was hard for us because we had to run after like 10 people to get maybe 7 productions.
Okay.
The second year, you know, we got them approaching us. So we got like 3 to 5, because, you know, doing short movies just takes a long while. You just don't do it in a day, you know. And this year we had 15 submissions just locally. But in the meantime, we expanded that Caribbean Spotlight series, that's what it's called, to include regional films from Curacao, Bonaire, St. Martin, Venezuela, everybody that has some sort of a Caribbean culture, and make the young ones notice that, you know, you don't have to be in a big country that's a United States or you know, all the European countries to learn. You know, you not need to only learn from them, but you'll see that within your own region you have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
So this year I went to Cuba, for instance, and I got the help from the Cuban university there to come and help me do some research on how young kids behave when they see Caribbean movies, and they recognize, oh wow, I didn't know that my neighbor had the same kind of a music or food as I did.
Oh, nice.
You know, because I think if you ask a majority of kids, they'll notice that, you know, they don't know a lot about the neighboring island, you know. So and of course we know from Curacao Bonaire because we speak the same language. But if you had to ask me what's in Jamaica, I'd be very honest. I don't know. I know they have great food, you know,
Yes.
but everybody knows that.
Yeah. So back to that educational part. So how does it?
Well, so what happened is now that we have them, we have 3,500 kids this year. They're going to screen movies and they're going to write a report.
Okay.
And for those kids, it's not going to be something you need to write very long. It's just a multiple choice. Take it easy. And then we have a film lab, which is done by the New York University professors, and they learn how to produce a movie on an iPhone, because iPhones now shoot at 1080p, which is HD quality.
Yes.
And we got all these little gadgets, like a little lens that connects on the iPhone, a little skateboard, so you get a fluid camera movement, and all those things open up these kids to see, like, there's not, life is not only being an accountant, a doctor, or a lawyer. You
There
can
are
do
more
something
careers
really,
possible.
yeah, and it especially because when I was 14, I was very much an introvert. So what happened is, with these tools, you get those introverted kids to be extroverted. They'll
Yes.
convert and have a way to manifest themselves.
Yes.
So you will have the screenings of the high school, the educational part, which is a film lab. You'll also have this year's, the first year we did a choreographer came from Slumdog Millionaire and did a very good show with the kids. He recreated the last scene of the Slumdog Millionaire.
Okay.
And this year we got Michael Jackson's choreographer coming. So
Are you
we're very
kidding
very honored to have him.
Wow.
So and they're gonna do a show for the closing night of the festival.
Nice.
On top of it, there's also another educational component, which is the volunteer sections, where we already have 60 students from the local hospitality school here, the APE.
Yes.
And then we also have an additional 60 people that just sign up online and want to be volunteers, and they range from 12-year-olds to 80-year-olds.
Okay.
They help
They
with
just wanna be
tickets.
involved
They
in the
just want to be
project. They
involved with the
believe in it.
project.
Yes. Oh,
I'm
that's
pretty sure some of them do it to get a free ticket, but it's okay. So
Yeah, well, they work for it.
yes.
Oh, that's a nice thing. And then the scholarships that I read about.
We did notice that for the film lab, because there is a high cost to do that, and even like that, we had to have we had to charge like 400 guilders, which is the equivalent of $250 for a young one to sign up for it. So we got this year Digicel that partnered up with us, and they bought 60 of those scholarships. So what they need to do is go to Digicel, write a report, fill in this document, and then they'll select, from those reports, they'll select 60 of them and send them there. So we'll have a real impact on community. We'll have, imagine 60 to 80 children going to these classes, and what happens to them 10 years from now. They become better
Yes.
cameramen. Anything that you're seeing every day, like even your news gets to be produced better.
Yes.
It has effect on everything.
Yes, it's
And-
like like an oil.
yeah,
the
and the most important thing is
spin.
that a lot of people don't realize that working with a camera, you document constantly what's happening in this time. So it's to me, one of the most beautiful forms of art that or hobby, depending on what profession you are, but that 10 years from now, somebody can see this videotape and experience the same thing that somebody that saw it today, because they got the whole picture in one shot.
Yes, it's a way, to like capture the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Beautiful. So they have to go to one of your main sponsors to
They'll
fill in
go
the
to
document.
Digicel. Digicel is
Yes.
our sponsor for the
So
film
how do you
lab.
select the students? Or
Well, basically, it's going to be a very easy criteria. We want to first figure out that the kids can work with an iPhone, and
Okay.
who cannot? Now, if you have a problem with your BlackBerry iPhone, you need to ask your
kid.
your kid. Otherwise, you can't figure it out. So, and we just need to make sure that they know the basics of the technology, because we want to spend time with them on creating and not
Yes.
teaching them how to use the technology. And most kids, are able.
And
to
it's
do
very motivating for someone to like come up with a production instead of just reading through a manual how to use something.
And the difference between this year and last year is that last year we only had the video production end of it. This year we have an acting coach and a screenwriting coach.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So then the production itself goes up in value.
Yes, the quality.
you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, something I noticed on the poster is that this year you have a lot of artists coming over as well. Could you tell us something about it?
Well, we introduced this year the concert series, and for many reasons. Because normally we have a red carpet event, and then after that we would have to go to a private party, or an after party as they call it in the industry. And the problem was that there were always a long list of people outside, and I don't want to be called one of those events that are only for a certain group,
Yes.
So what we figured is let's take that whole concept away and let's introduce a concert. Then everybody can go.
Yeah.
So you just need to get a ticket and go. We'll celebrate, the festival. And this year we're very fortunate because we're opening up with Juanes, and then we're Mark Anthony, and then Chucky, who's also very famous in
Famous
the
DJ.
region. Yeah. And worked with somebody's talent. And then we have Ryman. Ryman, I was out of vanity because I'm a big fan of his.
Yes.
And I know like he has the same work ethic as I feel like I have, working and giving back to the community.
Okay.
So it was very funny because a few days he called me and he expressed how happy he was. So he's coming down with his wife, and so I like that when you create not an event but a climate. People
Yes.
want to feel like they belong to that movement, and that's what we want to.
I'm starting to feel like Aruba is the center of the world.
It should be for June.
Well, another thing about Arubans is they speak 4 languages fluently, especially on the conversational level. Are you one of those Arubans?
Yeah. As long
Okay.
I dominated.
Yes, well, I figured that. So humor me and humor our viewers, and just extend an invite in 4 languages for everybody to attend the
All right, so I'll try to do them.
festival. Yeah.
Should I split the one sentence in 4 languages? Or?
If you can, be my guest. Here's
Bon dia, you should come by el Festival de Cine,
That's super.
Junio 22 to the 28th.
Okay.
Be here or be square.
Well, thank you very much, Jonathan. It was a pleasure to have met you and spoken to you about your career and the festival. Lots of luck, and remember, TV Teach, Wak Pabosinha.
TV Teach, Wak Pabosinha. TV Teach, Wak Pabosinha.